when I walked into that court, when I walked in, I think it might be David. Give me one moment, Silas. All right.
All right.
This call is now being recorded. You have a prepaid call from
David Lopez.
an incarcerated individual at the Centinela State Prison, Centinela, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. To accept this call, say or dial 5. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Hey, David. Hey, hold up. Before you say anything, we're live in the air right now. Currently on. I got Silas on hold right now. If you want to call in, can you call into the other number? What is it? Right now you call to the 4475. Can you call the other number? What is it? 3577 number.
I got you.
Okay.
Yep, I got you. I just came in from work. My bad.
Hey, we're good. Don't even trip. I'll patch you on through right now when you call the other number.
All right.
Okay. All right. Bye. Hello, Silas.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, he said he's gonna call the other number right now. So as soon as he does, I'll go ahead and patch him on through.
You said Judy?
Yeah, Judy or Julie Kaminsky.
Shout out to Julie Kaminsky, hanging people out to dry one case at a time. I mean, shout out to you.
Yeah, you know what? When I walked into that courtroom, the judge was like, you know what? Hold on, he's calling right now. Patch him on through.
Esta es Global Tel Link. Usted tiene una llamada.
This call is now being recorded.
David Lopez.
Un individuo encarcelado en de la prisión estatal de Centinela, Centinela, California. Esta llamada. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o prima. Usar Global Tel Link.
Hello.
Silas. What's up, fellas? What up? Hey, I was thinking I was at work right now. And I was thinking, because I was supposed to come in at 10, I was supposed to get off at 10, and she kept me the other hour. I was like, man, I hope my boys don't think I flaked on them. Dave don't play.
Nah, I heard them call people out for law library, so I told Jim that you were headed to work.
Yep. Hey, so how's your lockdown doing, old man? And I know you ain't that old, but I know it's not the same.
Oh man, it's going great, man. It's going great, man. I've been going to San Diego State every day.
Yeah.
So I've been getting out to stretch my legs. I'm single cell, so I'm doing easy tempo up in here, man. It's smooth sailing.
Yep. No, that's crazy.
I guess you heard
what happened? That they ran up on you guys?
Yeah. They had the stormtroopers pull us out yesterday, and I got my bum sniffed by a dog.
Yep. Hey, that's what they do, James. Hey, they literally let that canine sniff all up in there.
Damn.
Right.
Well, I feel like I'm a part of the process.
Yeah,
like I feel like cheated almost out of the process. The animal instinct in me wants to turn around and sniff it, but you know what I mean?
Hey, I swear.
Yeah.
I swear, I wanted to tell him so bad, like before you guys do this, I just want to let you know I have ham strapped to my leg.
You keep your paws to yourself.
Yeah. Hey guys, so
a couple people up.
So for anybody that's tuning in, would you guys mind sharing where you guys are coming in from?
We're coming in from Centinela State Prison. Yep.
That's
yes, sir. Yeah. Level 3 yard. I'm currently serving 40 years to life. I was sentenced to 42 years to life. I'm currently serving 40 years to life. I recently dropped down to level 3. I've been level 4 for a long time, for many moons. And usually I got my H-Deuce with me, but they actually called him to go work at vocation. So, for those of you that don't know, Jesse's usually on with me. But I had to come in and spend time with my boy Silas. Man, I gotta call in. Make sure my boy Silas knows I got his back. And yeah, that's just what it is. We've been on lockdown for it's only a week, and the crazy part is, look, I had an indeterminate shoe term. Silas, I know for a fact you had an indeterminate shoe term. You just look like it. and what you might not,
I got. Go ahead.
No, the crazy part, and that's not a. When you think, okay, well, a person that had an indeterminate shoe term, what do you think they look like, right? And you can spot it if you know what to look for. They don't look like Harrison Ford in The Fugitive. Some of them guys do, actually. You know the thing, like big old long hair, big old beard. They got that bushwhacker look. And there's some madmen back there in the hole that's been on the news that look like that. But a lot of the guys look like Silas. They look like me. We just have we take care of ourselves. We're intelligent. Silas, when you talk to him for 2 seconds, you can tell this man is well read, and that's what it is. You can just tell by the way he carries himself. People that are actually, that were about anything in their past life, they don't put that out there because they know what all that stuff leads to. And so the problem is, Silas, is that all that time I spend in the hole, all that time I spend in the shoe, I was a young man. Now, after the first day, I threw my back out in here.
Hey, but you know what it is? You know what I think it is, though? I think that cause I did 18, I did an 18-month shoe, and then I did a 5.5-year shoe, and then I had some 72-day investigations and all these days in the whole wrapped up and all that stuff. I think what it is, right? Is that, when you're back there, it's just like,
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
Go ahead.
After a year, you settle in. It's the worst that it could possibly be, and now there's a sense of normalcy, and you develop your program, you control everything in yourself, and everything is set. You kind of know what you got coming, and so there's a dependability and a predictability that you develop there. But here, all of these years later, I'm used to being out and running around. I'm spoiled now. I ain't used to being in a cage like that, going from controlled movement and all of that stuff. So now it's you start to try and put some cuffs on me. I feel like I want to run away.
Yeah, for sure. And you know what? I didn't realize it because I figured, and just like you probably did, we're locked down. It's time to get ahead on some of that homework and try to take care of stuff that we might have had on the shelf, So I went all in. Jesse went all in, and I literally sat in one spot for probably 18 hours straight on my laptop doing, writing essays and papers and submitting stuff. And 18 hours later, I finally get up and I start moving around. And I'm gonna tell you right now, that first bird bath was no joke. I got up to take a bird bath, and I was like, oh man, when's the last time I stood up straight? And I'm telling you right now, that happened. We went on lockdown on Thursday, all day Friday. I stayed like that. Friday I got up, and I'm telling you, I haven't been the same since then. What were you gonna say, Luke?
We've been bird bathing in the days that they haven't run showers. I've been bird bathing in freezing water here, and I've learned.
Why?
I've showered on corporate shoe yard in the winter time, and I've found then, which was saving grace now, which after so long, the cold is just cold. You just freezing. There's a point where it's just the floor and you can't fall below, and I've gotten used to taking cold bird baths again.
Hey, but why though is your bird bath? You don't have hot water in one block or no? Well, none of this.
We do. like it's I swear it's like it's on a timer. Like in the morning before 8 o'clock, there's no hot water. So when you wake up and you wash up, it's you brush your teeth, wash your face, and wash up. It's all freezing cold. But then, like at 8 o'clock, the hot water comes on, and towards like the evening time, like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, it gets lukewarm, and then by 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, it goes back to cold. And throughout the night, it's freezing cold, and it's crazy. I took a shower earlier, and it was hot, but it's I don't know, man. I think I'm in the Carter. The one building is like the Carter in New Jack City. Like so, this is like a dilapidated building. So I don't know. Crazy. Maybe they're gauging the hot water, like how much they allot per building, per man downs for spice user.
Yeah, for sure. That's weird right now.
It is what it is.
Hey, so let me ask you guys, when you guys bird bath, do you guys get a trash bag, and do you guys cut off like on the toothpaste? You guys cut off the
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
the nozzle, and do you guys do it like straight LA County style?
Don't answer this question, Silas. I want James to explain to us what his version of the bird bath looks like, because I don't know what this hashtag thing is.
Okay, so
any help? Either,
hey, well, Silas knows because Silas.
Are we getting?
You have 60 seconds remaining.
Hey, Silas came out of LA County, so I know. I know he knows about the trash bag, getting the clear trash bag, and what is it, like that 20-gallon bag, and then getting a toothpaste and cutting up the tip, and then using that as like a switch on and switch off. You would screw on the cap from the toothpaste on the water bag. You would fill up the water bag, and then you would hang it over your head, and you would stand over the toilet, and then all the the water, when you're washing yourself, it would fall on either the toilet or all over the floor. Did you ever experience anything like that in LA County, Silas?
No, and I'm from the Valley, so I'm really glad to say that sounds high maintenance.
I was gonna say, I swear, hey, that sounds super boozy. Super boozy. Hey.
Yeah.
Hey. So I'm pretty sure Silas cut off for a second, but I'm sure he'll be back right now.
Yeah.
So let me tell you, yeah, that's boozy, right? Now, yeah, there's the standard bird bath. Like if I was Silas and I didn't have hot water coming out of my faucet, what I would do is I would fill up I would get both hot pots going.
Mm-hmm.
I would get both hot pots going, and I would wait till the water gets freaking boiling.
I'm plugging him in.
Hey, that sounds,
this is Global Tel Link. You have a prepaid call from
Silas Johnson,
an incarcerated individual at the Centinela State Prison, Centinela, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. To accept this call, say or dial 5 now.
5.
Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Hello.
All right.
Silas is there. Hey. No, so yeah, that sounds super bougie. So what I do, look, if I was you, Silas, what I would do is I would have hot pots boiling. I would have hot pots boiling, and I would just fill up my sink with boiling water. Just use the cold water, so at least it's kind of hot. Like I had to do that in Tehachapi True, but I didn't have I'm sorry, not Tehachapi True, on the 180 yard. There's a 180 yard. In the True you can't have hot pots, but on the 180 yard over there, we would fill up the sink with hot pots. But so what I do, James, is I get a cable cord.
Mm-hmm.
I get a cable cord, and I strip it out. So I take out the little, like the coaxial part in the middle, so it's like a tube. And then I use a pen. I break a piece of pen off, and then I run that into the cable cord, and it sticks right into my sink, to my nozzle.
Yeah.
And then I use it like a tube, like a little shower head,
Yeah.
And then I just bird bath that way. But Jesse uses a tube too, but a lot of people fill their sink up. But this is You can't make if I was to use a bag like that to bird bath with, I would literally have Jesse probably sitting on the top bus, looking down, holding the bag.
Yeah.
And it would get kind of weird. You know what I mean? I'd be like, look, my boy, just kind of like aim it this way. Don't be looking right now. I gotta hit the hot spots. You know what I mean?
Oh,
and you know Jesse too. He's been down a while. Jesse's been down a while, so he'll be over here with the bag. You know what I mean? Like, look, now I'm gonna. You need some water down there? I'll be like, look, man, get out of here.
Hey, so hey, okay, so another thing I failed to mention was, okay, so this was in a dorm setting. This wasn't in it wasn't in like a 6-man cell or a 2-man cell. It was in a dorm setting.
Yeah.
In LA County. But in LA County, so in the dorms they have showers, but those showers in the LA County, there's something ugly. They're filthy. I don't think they've been used in years. The whole time I was there, I don't think I ever saw anybody take a shower in there. It was just how disgusting it was. It kind of looked like um if you guys ever seen that new Joker movie, like it's kind of like dark. It's kind of like dark, and like the image is kind of off. They probably had like one working light in there, and it was like all yellow instead of it being white. It was all yellow. It looked kind of dangerous. There was probably like a shower head missing.
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
There was just a shower head just with water just flowing out freely where you couldn't even turn it off. So that wasn't even an option. So that's one of the reasons that they do the bird baths. And then the sinks that they had, it was I think the sinks and the toilets, they were made out of they were what is it, ceramic toilets and
Right.
and what do you call it?
Right. They were white.
Yeah, they were the white ones. Yeah. So you couldn't even fill that up. I don't even know how the hell they rigged it up, but somehow they got some water in there, and it was cold water. So you guys were talking about having hot pots. In LA County, you I don't know about now, but back then you didn't have any hot pots. You didn't have any mechanisms to heat anything up. So you're gonna be taking a cold ass bird bath.
Yeah,
I'm gonna call you back right now. Hey, I feel like it's 30 still.
You're gonna call back? Okay. What did he say? I didn't catch the last part that he said.
He said, I didn't quite catch it either.
Okay.
I didn't quite catch it either. I heard him say that he was going to call back.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was in 3600, 3638.
Yeah.
State monsters back then. And I was in a 6-man cell downstairs. It was the same sinks and toilet. And it was, we just put the curtain up and like, we had like, you just like fill the sink up and like kind of shower it like that and kind of douse yourself over there by the toilet area.
All right.
Esta es Global Telling. Usted tiene una llamada propagada de
David Lopez.
un individuo encarcelado de la prisión estatal de Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, por utilizar Global Telling.
Hello.
I'm back. All right, so what are you guys saying?
So the interesting thing is about the sinks here. Like when I was in Tehachapi, Shoe, Salinas Valley, Kern Valley, or Corcoran Shoe, right? The sinks to where, like you said, I have a hose too, David, and I have the pin cooler on there. I haven't used this thing in probably 2 years. I have it folded up in the toilet paper hole, right? And so you put it in there but it doesn't have the pressure or anything, so it's really like it's worthless to me. So I used to, when I was in all those other places, the sinks were different. The hole was larger in the sink. So what I would do is I would make rubber bands out of my socks. You know what I mean? And I would take the milk carton and wash it off and make that and stick it in the nozzle. And when you twist it, it would create like the pressure to where it would shoot up. So it would be just like a real shower. The water would come up and you just sit there and shower. And in those, the toilets would they weren't like on the side like here. they were like straight, like in front of the sink, like in the front end. So like while you shower, most of the water, you stand over it, most of the water would just go into the toilet, and you just put your towel down, and as you're showering, if you need to get up the water and wring it out and put it back down. And so that's how I would shower all the other places. Here, you don't have that, and showering like that with this hose in just takes way too long. So what I do is I get like the clear plastic cup that you get from Canteen. I get that. Yep. I don't even fill up my sink. I get that. I fill it up. I put it right here, and I douse myself a couple of times, get wet. Keep the sink water running, lather up, and have the towel in me right here, and rinse off with that. Fill up the cup, rinse off with that over the toilet right here, and do that like 3 or 4 times. Lather up, rinse, and you know what I mean, and clean up the water, and then the thing is cleaning up like the walls, the floor, and all that stuff afterwards. That's the thing. Is the cleanup afterwards.
Yep. See, that's the problem. That's why I don't like using the cup. Because
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
hey, that cup, I make a huge water mess. Like I'm telling you, I have no okay. So for the viewers that don't understand what we're saying, right?
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
We're taking an entire shower inside of our cell, standing over a toilet that's connected to our sink, and we don't really have a choice. Right now, even though they straight out ignored state law that says that we're supposed to get a shower every other day. But regardless, I want to shower every day. I need to make sure that I'm up here clean. I got to work out. When I'm on lockdown, I'm running my program like I'm in the hole, and unfortunately I have a lot of practice. But when we take an entire shower inside of our cell, we don't have a drain in our cell. The drain is our toilet. So we got to try to get as much water as we can over this into this toilet, and the rest of it goes on the floor. So we got a floor towel. Most people in prison got a floor towel. There's your actual towel to dry off with, and then there's the notorious floor towel, which is always kind of gray. These floor towels, like we clean them, we scrub them, but eventually we got to swap them out because these floor towels, this is what we use to clean our floor. We got to do everything by hand. When we clean our floor out, we're on our hands and knees, sweeping all the dust up off the floor, shampooing it. Everything is done with this floor towel, and then we got to wash it. We got to wash it so that we can make sure that, when we wash our floor, we're not running shower water all over the floor. So what's the process? Everything's done by hand here. So the bird bath, what Silas is saying, is once all that water's on the floor, it gets picked up literally by a towel. That's how you do it. You got to leave the towel right there. The water absorbs, and you wring it back out in the toilet. So the problem is when I shower when I fill up the sink, I'm telling you, I make a water mess, Silas. I'm telling you, that shit will be out on the tier, dude. It'll look like I'm flooding. No matter what I do, I try to keep up with it. I try to, man.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
When you're like on the regular in the political yards and stuff, like they'll break us off birthdays for that. Like literally.
For wetting your floor or getting water all over the place?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, for flooding the tier. Because people need to fish, people need to walk by, and you have that on the tier. That's essentially, dirt water from your body and sweat from your body from you working out, and it's on the tier. So, if I'm trying to fish past David Sale, and I get that on my line, and I'm pulling in my line, and I got some grody shower water on my hands.
Yep, no, it's true.
I'm not going to be happy about that.
It's a respect thing because people do got to fish. A lot of times when that water goes on the tier, we don't have access to each other like that. Those doors closed and there's no getting out. So your hands are your fishing line. Whatever you get under your door, that's an extension of yourself. So no one wants to run a fishing line, and then plus you gotta fish like Silas. What's the farthest you've ever sent your car down the line or down the tier?
I was in A section, and I was right there at the corner in Corcoran. I was the fishing cell. So C section, almost C section, like all the way to the end of B section to fish to sea, you know.
Hey, the ingenuity, James,
I mean,
you don't understand the ingenuity that it took for this man to fish that far. Let me see. Let me. I don't think they understand this, Silas. Like literally, I mean, we're in the shoe, so your car. When I say a car, that's going to be the object that you use to slide your line down the tier. So you don't have a lot of room underneath the doors because even in the shoe and the hole and stuff like that, they have little things that go down below the door to prevent you from fishing. So we gotta literally smash down like a peanut butter pack or any kind of container we can to make it smash down, and then we gotta let it dry. Like we'll put soap in there, and then the fishing line. Literally, we take apart laundry and spin it into line so it's strong. We re-spin it, and when I'm gonna fish real far, I got the line situated in front of the door. I got it perfectly overlapped. So when I send that card down, there's no tangle, there's no nothing. and I give
right. So you gotta pay the line out.
Yep, you gotta get that line out. Like you're looking ahead, you're like, I gotta get this far. And then, hey, Silas, one time I was getting a good slide, right, getting ready to go, and I sent that sucker launching, right, and I hit that door so hard I broke my finger.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. That's the thing. Like, Corcoran was horrible, man. Like, it was cool before, for my third year there. Like you said, they put they came and put that metal they welded metal on the door,
yep.
So the width underneath the door was like about the size of a pencil, and so it was really hard to fish. So now like you said, you gotta step on your car when you put your soap in there in the pack, flatten it down. Measure it out so you can get
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
Close it back up, put your little hook on there, and go across somebody's line out there.
Don't forget the hook.
Yeah, you gotta get the hook so you can snag somebody else's line.
Yep, the hook's another thing. Literally, you gotta find a staple somewhere, something in a place where staples aren't allowed, but you somehow find this little piece of metal and you rig it to the front of your little peanut butter, your smash down peanut butter pack so it has a little foot. And that's how you snatch the line.
Hey,
and a lot of times,
so let's talk about some of the things that are transported through fishing.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
During fishing, baby.
Yeah, some of them. Yeah, I gotta go pick up something from Silas, right? I'm hungry. I need a soup, right? And so Silas has to crush this thing down to powder, and he got to let all the air out of it. He's got to let all the air out of it. He's got to smash it down so I can fish it under a pencil width so that I can eat. Oh, man. And when they bust on the tier, there's soup everywhere, man. I've seen that happen so many times.
Hey, David. So
we had in Corcoran, we had
So Silas, your call's about to hang up right now in about 15 seconds. I was gonna ask David, do you guys want to go ahead and sync up the calls?
Yeah.
Once Silas's calls terminates, if you hang up too, so like that, we'll go ahead and sync up the calls and I'll accept them at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Hey, Silas, I'm gonna hang up right now. I'm hanging up right this second.
All right, Silas is gone. All right, cool. So we got two different calls coming in from two different individuals. They're in the same yard. They're both on D yard, but they're in different buildings. So they're currently I think they're still in a semi kind of lockdown right now. They're not there isn't any free movement yet, but from what I hear, it looks like they're gonna be back on regular program tomorrow. So here we go. We got one of the calls coming back in.
This call is now being recorded.
This is Global Tel Link. You have a prepaid call from
Charlotte Johnson.
An incarcerated individual at the Centinela State Prison, Centinela, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. To accept this call, say or dial 5 now. Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada. Thank you for using Global Tel Link. You will not be charged. Gracias por utilizar Global Link.
All right, hello, hello.
All right, back.
All right, cool. Hey, you guys timed that pretty perfectly right there. So we got both of you guys on the line right now. Hey, but okay, so let me ask you something. So let's say Silas was in A section, David was in C section. How do you guys know that you guys want to share something with each other?
Okay, so yeah, go ahead, Silas. Solve this one. This is actually easy. So go ahead, solve this one.
So we have, so you can either, if you're lucky enough to be someplace where they have vent, then you could talk to somebody through the vent and let them know that, hey, you guys have some mail coming over here for Silas. But if you're not, then what you do is just holler, hey, if you're at the door, if you're the closest person to the door, you holler over, you let them know that they have mail coming over there. And usually, you have the fishing sale, you have them pick up all of the mail. So if David, let's say David, I'm in A section right by the door to B section, and I'm the fishing sale. And David is in C section, and I have something going over to him. And what I would do is ask the fellas in my section if they had any mail going over there as well, so they could hitch a ride with me. And they would send their mail to me. I would put it with mine and send it over there at the same time. And usually you only get like 3 shots unless you have a buddy on the other side that you're fishing with, and you guys are just sending love letters to each other every day.
Yeah, no, it's true. And so for instance, right, to Hatchety Shoe, you could be in like A section, you could be in A section, B section, or C section, but the sections are divided into 2 also. 180 designs are like octagons. But so generally when you walk in, whoever's in your section, that's pretty much your existence, is your section. But Hatchety Shoe is a little different. So you kind of got to wait because there's a day room in between both sides of A section. So you walk in, you see tiers off to one side and to another side, but the day room in the middle is going to prevent you from getting to the other side of A section or and vice versa. So
if memory serves, isn't there like a pit? Isn't there like a pit? Isn't there like a pit there that goes down in the section right there, in the middle right there?
It's like, no, it goes
so
up.
It's kind of like
it goes up. It's like it goes up. It's like a little step. The sections are beneath a little bit. They're dropped a little bit, like to a step. So you have to go.
There you exactly.
The problem is, so let's say Silas is over there on the other side of A section. I could talk to him, but I gotta, what's up, my boy? There's none of that stuff. I mean, I gotta be like, excuse me on the cheer. Hey, Silas. And I let that hang, a little bit, and Silas, you hear how he talks. He's gonna be, hey, I can guarantee you he's gonna be like, excuse me on the cheer. Yeah. He's gonna throw his firmest shoe voice out there. I mean, that's just the order of business right there, So then I'm gonna tell him, I got a one time for you. Can you get your lineup on the step? Well, Silas is on the top tier. I'm on the bottom
tier. This
tier.
call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
And we're separated by 2 different sections. And this stuff, you guys think that this is like, damn, these fools are tripping. Like, to us, this is just an ordinary day. So I'm actually happy that I got to get a kite to Silas because I'm so damn bored in the cell. I've been spinning my line for 2 days. Like, I literally, we got to connect for whatever business we got to attain, whatever. So Silas is on the top tier. So
esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
His first mission is he's got to find a way to connect to the bottom tier. So generally in Hatchety Shoe, there's a gutter. There's like a little gutter that's underneath the door. There's metal that drops, but there's a tiny gutter. Remember the gutter, Silas?
Yeah, you could almost stick, like, I could stick my hand, like, out the side of the door, like, into the gutter, like, almost like, probably like to your wrist.
Yep. So what Silas is going to do probably to get over the tiers, he's going to make a little ramp. You know, he's going to make a little piece, get a piece of paper, stick like maybe a little piece of cardboard or something, make a little ramp so he can send his car over the gutter or under the gutter, and it's going to launch. It's going to launch over a rail. And then he's going to swing it back and forth so the guy beneath him can actually pull in his line and keep it in there. Then that guy is going to fish, like, let's say he's back far on the tier, right? That guy is going to find the help. The whole tier's on it by now. Like, literally, this is a whole section freaking thing by this point, right? So the guy closest to the step is going to get his line in there, and he's going to hold it there. So these guys are just holding their lines, right? These guys are just holding their lines, right? And then this guy's going to somehow, we're going to do this blind though. This guy's going to shoot his line up the ramp and launch it into the middle of the day room. And I'm going to be on the other side of the tier trying to launch my line off a ramp into the middle of the day room. And we're going to try to connect our little staples together by the lines so that I can connect, right? So we can do it though. We'll actually do that kind of quick, right? That's not even the issue. So once we connect, right? Once we connect, I'm going to let that guy pull my line. And this guy, you'd be surprised, right? This guy's going to pull and pull, and he's going to be like, you got slack? I'm going to be like, keep pulling. And this dude's going to pull my line in, and he's going to realize that I probably have 200 feet of line made in myself. Because this shit is not going to stop. He's going to be like, damn, and this is going to be perfectly spun line. You know, this dude's going to keep pulling and pulling and pulling, right? So then this guy's going to get the slack in there, and then he's going to connect me to the guy underneath Silas. They're going to pull. He's going to pull me in, and then that guy's going to connect me directly to Silas. So we're talking this line, and don't think that I'm crazy because Silas is also going to have 100 feet of line to go back and forth with.
You know the visual I got just now when you were saying that? I was thinking about a magician pulling 1 million handkerchiefs tied together out of a hat. That's keep pulling. That's what it looks like. What's up, James? Go ahead.
And what kind of things are you guys transporting there on these fishing lines?
It all depends. Now, Silas can have a good book that I want to read, and this is tricky with a book because Silas is going to have to tie the book open to where it'll open, and I can flip it back open and get it across, but it has to be secure for transport. One of us in our old days, we could have had something illegal, you know. I fished all kinds of shit across the tier. We could have done food. We could have done newspapers. We could have done magazines. We could have done chips, soups. I mean, it's really, look, the sky's the limit.
It could have been a kite saying that your telly. It could have been a kite saying your telly needs to be hit. No. Those are the worst ones, man. Yeah. Those are the worst ones. And then it could be something and it's crazy because when I finally pull, it's something that's so important that I can't put it in anybody else's hands. It has to go straight to Silas, and Silas has to put a response straight back to me. So we have to connect no matter how difficult it is. We have to connect this. Now, and then when I pull it, it's going to be a small little piece of paper, right? Like literally like a little bundle that's super wrapped up, right? And when I pull it, it's going to look like a Tootsie Roll going by. Right? That's how small it's going to be. And it's going to be rolled like that.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
When I get Silas's kite, what he's writing to me, I'm going to unroll that thing like a freaking scroll. That thing is going to have immaculate writing. I'm going to be like, damn, this is a 9x12 piece of paper that he got to the size of a Tootsie Roll.
Hey, do you ever think that maybe that's the reason why all of us wear glasses now is because we had to write those small ass kites with those small writing and read that shit?
Hey, Cyrus, there's a lot of reasons why we all wear glasses in here, and that's one of them. That is definitely one of them.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
No, it's true, man. You know, and unfortunately, man, I'm telling you, it's It's crazy, dude. Like, if you think about all the time that we spent, all the ingenuity that we had to incorporate, and everything we did to live such a negative lifestyle, dude, it's no wonder why all of our focus is in something positive and we're thriving, dude. I mean, Silas is going to be a freaking graduate, dude, from San Diego State University with a bachelor's program. This man has a book published. This is what
I was
happens.
just thinking, David.
This is.
I probably spent more time fishing than I have studying and taking exams for college, for my AA and bachelor's degree combined. How insane is that?
I would set up my whole day on the floor next to the door with my fishing line. Hey, I would wash it. I would make sure it was hanging on the line. I would make sure that it's always clean, and I would always be reinforcing it and trying to minimize knots. Like, I spent so much damn time with that fishing line, just like you. You know, I would clean the floor right there, and I would bring my mattress down there by the floor.
I counted one day in the summer of 2011. I believe it was during the hunger strike. I washed my hands 43 times. I counted it 43 times from fishing all day.
Yeah, because it's dirty. It's dirty. That chair's dirty, especially in a shoe.
I don't miss it.
It's crazy.
I don't miss it. I haven't had a line for years, and I am never going to make one again.
Hey, Silas, you just mentioned the
Go ahead.
You just mentioned the hunger strikes. Were you part of that? Did you participate in that, or were you just on the sidelines?
No, I participated. In the first time, we refused to trade. They took us out to weigh us. And the second one, they actually came in and took our personal canteen out of ourselves, which was one of the most surreal and kind of disheartening things that I've ever experienced in my life. Like, it was one of the most. I've been strip searched. I've been transported from cage to cage in cuffs and shackles, and that was probably one of the most dehumanizing acts that I've ever been a part of, because it just symbolized, like, okay, if you guys are gonna refuse our food and be technically under a hunger strike, then we're gonna make sure that you really starve, and we're gonna take your food. And they took all of our personal canteen and they put it in the closet, and they didn't give it back to us until after the hunger strike was over. So that was pretty rough, like psychologically, to know that this is what, this is how they were playing the game.
And did you have any?
That's gotta be pretty crazy.
Did you have any long-lasting health issues over it?
No, I didn't. Right. So what we did was, there was a Southerner, and I feel horrible because I can't remember his name. He was a diabetic, so he was exempt from the hunger strike. And so we had like a little mouse hole. We call them mouse holes on the side of the door, on one side of your door when you fish. And so what we did was we crushed down a whole bunch of soups, and we used newspaper and lengthened the newspaper the wrong way, and we made tubes. We put the soups in there, broke them down, and put the seasoning packs in there, wrapped them up, and we fished them down the tier to him. And so we refused their food, and like 3 times a day, in the morning, in the afternoon, and at night.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
He would fish us down soups, and diabetic people in here, they get like a paste.
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
And like he would hook us up with that and with that stuff, and like that really like taught me that racism is bullshit, because back there we're all together, like we're all under the same circumstances, we're up against it, and I'm back here starving. I don't give a shit that you white or Mexican. Like, I don't care about any of that.
True. Yeah. Well, no, it's true.
Yeah, but there was a sense of unity. You mentioned something back there, man.
You mentioned something about that, but when the call, right now I'm gonna hang up with you, but when we come back on, I wanted to touch on that a little bit, because that was important what you said. And so I'm gonna go ahead and click off right now, and then I'll give you a call back right now.
Okay, for sure. All right. So I want to sync up the audio, so you might be seeing me clapping. If you're wondering what I'm doing, is because I want to go ahead and clip this video and make sure the audio is correct. Hopefully that'll do. Anyhow, for anybody that wants to listen to David or Silas's backstory, look us up at CollectCallFrom on YouTube and look up playlist, look up Silas and David.
This call is now being recorded.
You have a prepaid call from
Silas Johnson.
an incarcerated individual at the Centinela State Prison, Centinela, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. To accept this call, Global Telling dial 5 now. Llamada prepagada de.
David, no.
Shit, I'm over here getting.
To refuse, hang up. Thank you for using Global Telling, Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono hablada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5. Gracias por utilizar Global Telling.
Man, I'm over here. I'm like the operator over here right now.
Hey,
All right,
you're working that switchboard properly. No, but one thing that Silas said though that was important, right, is the unity back there. And you know, there's times where I find myself missing that, you know, and that was the part, like, I don't know if it was like the brainwashing or the warped ideology, but when I left all that behind, that was the hardest thing for me, because I came into a place where it was just no unity, there was nothing. And we're not talking about like rising up and being like, you know, well, that's there too, but that's a different type, you know. We're just like, you know, Attica and hit the cup on the bars and all that, you know, together. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the feeling that you're in this together. You know, everybody back there suffering. It's the fact that when I call to Silas and I need to connect my line, the whole tier is involved. Like, it's crazy. Like, everybody, like, I'll be pulling in a line and I'll see the guy that, you know, he don't really know how to like make the sheet line. I mean, the spun line the way I do. So he's got his sheet that he'll whip up just to make sure that I was able to connect with Silas. And he got nothing in it, you know. He's just trying to help and just trying to be a part of the system back there, you know. We all start to talk, we all start to clown with each other. When we go to the shoe yard, we're back there, like we're all back there together. You know, we do our little workout and stuff like that. But after that, we're just talking shit the whole time, you know. And that's the kind of thing that I missed it, man. When I left, I was thinking, I was like, man, I made a mistake, man. Like I should have never done that, you know. And it took me years to try to undo that, you know, and to find camaraderie again. And it was just, it's hard to explain, you know, where if I knew Silas was of an opposite race and vice versa, and back there everything was like, you know, as everything stood.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
Everything was divided along color lines, you know, what you look like, who you run with. But it's different. It's different back there in those environments, you know. I got to Tachi Shoe, and I was young when I got there for the first time. And I remember that the neighbor down, he was a dude named Lonnie. He was Lonnie was back there for a long time. He was kind of a militant dude, you know, black dude, super respectful. And when I got on the tier, Lonnie asked me right off the bat, he's like, hey, you need anything? And then I didn't know how to answer it, because, you know, in the lower levels and stuff like that, or, you know, when you're out on the line, you're not allowed to like interact like that, you know, or accepting. And I didn't know what to do because I needed a lot of stuff. And Lonnie, he understood that. You know, I needed stuff. I was coming out of Palm Hall. I got transferred straight from Palm Hall, which is the hole in Chino, to Tachi Shoe, and I didn't have shit, you know. And it was crazy because I was surprised that people started to send me stuff, and Lonnie, he took it upon himself, and he sent me stuff that he knew I needed. He sent me coffee, he sent me some soups, he sent me some hygiene, he sent me things that like my own people were also sending me. And I didn't know what to say, because I'm a nice person and I wanted the stuff. I don't look at things like that, but I was more afraid of getting in trouble. And I asked my homie downstairs in the vent, I knew somebody there real well. And I asked him, I was like, hey, he shot this stuff. Am I in trouble for pulling it under the door? And he just laughed at me. He's like, dude, they fucked you guys up out there. He goes, hell yeah, you take that shit. He goes, you take that shit. As a matter of fact, ask him if he's got any more coffee. I need some too. You better send that dude a thank you note.
But that experience, it just gets you back to being human, man. To our, we all have a deep-seated need to connect. We have a deep-seated need to be known, as an individual. And back there, man, I was back there with my neighbors. One was from North Hollywood, and one was from Hemet, and I was neighbors with them for 3.5 years. I was right there next door to them, man, and like I got to know them more than I knew anybody. You know what I mean? Anybody that I was affiliated with, and we've had so many deep conversations, and man, they put me on to Game of Thrones, and like everybody back there was reading it, and I kept hearing about it, and they were like, hey man, look here, remember, read these books and take these books. And back there, man, it was like you get a package once a year. Like everything that you get is broken down. If you get a top ramen soup, they take out the soup out of the pack, they take out the flavor out of the container, and they pour it into a cup. So they mix it. If you have chicken, beef, whatever, all of that is poured into one cup. And they used to give you a brown grocery bag to where, they just put it in there. You have to wrap. You have to put like 3 or 4 bags around this stuff because the soups will get stale and the cookies, all of that stuff. They take all of that out of the packaging. So, and there's a limited amount of things that you can buy. Back then they had the cup of noodles, and the top ramen. We barely got the top ramen like the last 2 years I was there. And you get a package once a year, so when my neighbors went and got their packages, and they send food over there to me, like a lot of people that are listening, the viewers might think, okay, well, it's just food. Well, this is something special that you get to order, that you only get to order once a year. That's it. So you just, the amount of humanity and care that goes on back there, even as an active gang member back then, it just had me thinking sometimes, like, what the hell are we doing?
No, yeah, and you don't realize that, like, when you're coming up in the game and you're out there and you get jumped into your hood and you're doing this and that, you're out there doing the most, but those things are never taught to you. You're only told, hey, well, look, when you get to prison, these are the things that you got to learn. You got to learn about respect, and you got to make sure that you're tough, and, they teach you how to fight, and they do things like that, right? But they're not telling you about what it's like to not have a honey bun for a year at least. There's certain things that you might like, certain things that maybe your family member made for you. Like for me, it was my grandma, it was my mom, and they would my grandma used to make tamales, every Christmas. And I used to love eating my grandma's tamales, man. I never really ate too many other tamales in my life, but my grandma's, I'm telling you right now, man, I used to love those things, and I used to look forward to it. And to not realize, to think like, man, when I committed the crime that I'm in prison for, I committed a 187. I was never ever gonna eat one of my grandma's tamales again in my life. And my grandma passed away while I was here. I was actually never gonna see my grandma again in
This
person.
call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
And I think about that now. It's like, damn, like those are the kinds of things that I want the youth to know. Those are the kinds of things, like if you committed crimes out there, if you're out there, it's never too late. Right now for me, it was too late. I could die in prison. They could shut the door and I could spend the rest of my life in here. I'm not close to going to board. You never know what can happen in here. And those are the kinds of things that's why I'm on this channel. That's why I do these things. That's why I push hard, because I don't want to die in prison. I can't bring my grandma back. My grandma's gone. She passed away while I was in Tehachapi. And it's so crazy to think that I couldn't even mourn my grandma's death because I was so worried about who I was going to have to get on the yard so that I can assert myself into that community, and I had to push forward, and that's like some of the.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
About understanding what it's like to get something that you don't expect it. You're not expecting it. You're just doing your time, and something comes under the door from a guy who he's not going to be able to get that back. He can't order that again. But the thought that went into that, like, you know what, I think my boy Silas might like some of these treats right here. I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna divide all this up, and it's gonna be less for me, but I'm gonna make sure because we're all in this together. And whether Silas shoots it back or not, because you never know, he might not be in a position to get a package. You know, some people got packages in other people's names because they don't got nobody that loves them. They got nobody that takes care of them. They've burnt all their bridges with done. They've been in for so long. And me, when I see one of them people, I was like, hey, so you ain't get a package? I got, let's do this. And that's unfortunate, and we'll leave them a few things and we'll divide it up with the fellas, but it's hard to explain what that feels like, to not have those things. I thought about all the things that I'll never get to do again if I was to die in prison. I would never be able to drive a car. I would never be able to own my own dog. Like, I can't even have my own dog, roll around with and have fun with, like, nothing pure. Everything in this place is tainted in some way, but, you start looking past those things, and I stopped being negative about those things, and I started looking at all the things that I still have. The other day, remember, Silas, when we were walking on the track, and remember you brought it up, we walk on the track kind of like, it's kind of a common thing, but there was a time where we were walking, and it was me, Southerner from down south, Silas.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
I think we had a white dude from up north with us. Remember that, Silas?
Yeah, I remember.
Yep, and we were tripping on that.
Like to see how all of us, from different ethnicities and different geographies, destinations, and are able to come together and build just based on the common thread of all of us seeking the same thing, man. Like it's looking back now at all of the things that that I experienced over there on the line and coming over here and being able to have the opportunity to live the way I live right now, even in prison. I mean, to be able to find like some type of peace, even in here, man, in this environment, like you said, I mean, compared to what we've experienced, man, in the past, like I was telling my wife and I was telling James earlier, like, to be as blessed as I am, like we're on modified programs, and the only people that were going out were kitchen workers, critical worker porters, and here I am, sitting in class for San Diego State, and I looked at the PSR yesterday, and I told my wife it was like a moment of pride for me when the CO brought the PDF. PSR, why did I keep saying PSR?
PSR, yeah. I was like the PDF. I was like, damn,
everything is shut down. Yeah, I'm looking at my laptop. I'm thinking about Word and assignments, but
yeah, I was like, damn, I have to see the PSR on a piece of paper.
Yeah. So
I was like, I got to see it on a piece of paper. Barely, you got a PDF. No, it's true, man.
Education shut down, and then it said San Diego State will run. And it's like, man, I'm so blessed and fortunate to be a part of a class in here that keeps running because of the designation that we've earned as far as our education. And I told my wife yesterday, like I used to hear all the time from my folks and from my uncle and aunts, education is something, that nobody can ever take away from you. And yesterday while I was looking at that PSR, I'm like, I've obtained a status, even in prison, that they can't take from me because this is so important. There's money in there, checks have been cashed, and we're a part of a population now that's privileged and protected by the fact that we're affiliated with this prestigious university. And even our learning during this prison, this mechanism of security, can't be undercut. You know what I mean? It was a beautiful moment, man.
And until they ran in there, pulled you guys out with a dog.
Hey, but
You have 60 seconds remaining.
even that, right?
No, I'm just messing around.
Like,
yeah.
I was thinking about that, right? And I was like, man, we're the programmers, and this is how we get treated. But I found a way to reframe it, and say to myself.
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
To knock you back down to earth, right? And to show you, like, that you're still, a quote unquote prisoner. But even that isn't enough to stop the fact that we've risen above this. All of us have,
Oh, it's true, man. We've risen above this. But yeah, I'm gonna call back when as soon as your phone hung up.
Okay.
I actually dialed the wrong number the first time. That's why it took me a little second. All right, I'm gonna click off right now.
Damn, that was loud. Anyhow, so these are live phone calls. These two gentlemen are currently located in Centinela State Prison. They're in different buildings. They're currently on lockdown, but it looks like if anybody has any loved ones there, they might be coming off lockdown, in the next day or so. Hey, thank you. Adventure awaits. Thank you. Highly appreciate the follow. And Joe Billings, hey, gracias. Hey, how you been? Let me see. Okay, they're calling at the same time. Touch base over here.
Esta es Global Telling.
This call is now being
recorded. You have a prepaid call from un individuo encarcelado en de la prisión estatal de Centinela, California. Esta llamada call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. To accept this call, say or dial 5 now. Thank you for using Global Telling.
Hello.
All right. Okay.
All right, so we're synced up now. Hey, so now I only had to hit the 5 one time, and it pulled both of you guys in at the same time. So we got the same amount of time on both lines.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty crazy.
I don't think of all the times that we've done this is the first time I've ever been able to do that.
Synergy.
So, hey, right now, Silas, I'm eating the most delicious sandwich in my life right now. So,
hey, our last call, I just got through eating instant cream of wheat Cinnabon.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So you gotta have foresight in prison, James. You gotta be able to look ahead. So I have a menu. I got a menu that I got for the week, So today I knew that they were going to give bologna in the lunch. So I'm not eating that plain bologna sandwich. I will, but last night I saved the lettuce. So we don't have refrigerators in here, so you have to kind of be creative of how we keep food fresh. So what I did is I saved all the salad, and it had tomatoes in it, and I put it in a bowl, and I filled the bowl with water. And then so the water kept the lettuce fresh. So right now I'm eating like a really good sandwich, man. It's all hooked up with everything, man. It's got onions in it. It's got tomato, lettuce, chili de algo. It's got like chilies in it. It's great, man. But I kind of feel bad for people that come in and they don't know like the little tricks, like just how to improve their life. I walk by some of these cells and I'm just like, damn, that feels really rough.
Yeah, for real. Like people, like when we couldn't come out, like people were complaining and trying to get water or whatever. And so, I have a ace bandage wrap, and on my big folder jar, so I fill it up, saturate it, and put it in front of my fan on high, and let it blow for like 30 minutes, saturate it again, and open it up, and you got ice cold water. Yeah, we gotta start charging. We hang our life hacks, man.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, for sure.
I think what we're gonna have to do is one of these days we're gonna have to do one of these TikTok lives or YouTube live and it's just gonna be like a tips that you could do behind the walls to make your life just just that percent a little bit better, and maybe they could share with their family members because maybe people, it might be their first time going to prison, so they might not know a lot of this information, so they're not hip, they're not hip up to the game.
Whatever you do when you walk into that housing unit, whatever you do not accept the Snickers bar. Don't do it. Don't do it.
You know what? As a matter of fact,
don't do it.
As a matter of fact, I've been thinking about having you guys come on and do one for people that have never been to prison before, and how to navigate and how to survive like your first day in prison if you do end up on a NDS yard, so you don't end up in a bad situation, because I don't that I recall, I haven't seen anybody do one for California, and I think it'll be a good tutorial. Not that I'm promoting, for people to go to prison, but the truth is that people are going to end up in there, regardless. So, if they know what to expect when they get in there, they might just, be able to do a little bit better.
Yeah. And this is the thing. Look, the United States, and I don't mean to preach and stuff like that, but the United States it does have a
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
The United States does have a system of mass incarceration. I think I saw something one time that said there's like 1 in 5 people in the U.S. know somebody that was incarcerated or was incarcerated himself. It was a crazy number, and so, look, the fact of the matter is people that you may go to jail. That's just what it is. You may have loved ones that are already incarcerated or whatnot. And look, prison's a horrible place, man. It's a horrible place. County jail's a horrible place. Like, honestly, you heard what James was doing. He was literally showering underneath a bag. You know what I'm saying? Like, that right there, that image right there was so crazy, because I have a vivid imagination. Any of the viewers that actually know me know that I go deep with my imagination. And I saw James right there just running herbal lessons across his brocha. He was shooting his head from side to side, you know what I mean? And there was music playing in the background, and the brocha was rushing out, it was just, everybody was just horrified. And he's doing this in the middle of the dorm. They're like, dude, we haven't worked in shower, Holmes. What are you doing?
Hey, so instead of throwing, instead of lathering up my hair, because I don't have any, I'm lathering up the brocha, and then when I'm rinsing off the water, I'm just like shaking my brocha in the air, and all the water just coming off of it instead of my hair, since I don't got any.
Hey, that fool put his whole package. He got a once-a-year package. James got a once-a-year package, and it was all hair care products, and this fool's bald. Hey, but that brocha right now, let me tell you right now, hey, that mustache was magnificent. If I don't say so myself. Like, hey, that thing was glimmering. Yeah. And so, and this is, so you never know, though. You never know, man, if you're going to end up incarcerated, if you got somebody that's incarcerated. And these little tips right here, let me tell you right now, though, there's these videos that they show you when you first get to reception. And when we're talking about the Snickers bar, and I'm telling you, man, I was in this holding tank, right? And because I used to go straight to the hole, I was in determinate shoe. So when I pulled up to reception from the county, I was a lockup from the gate. So I have to sit there longer than everybody else in the exam cages waiting for a space in the hole. So there's always some other guy that's waiting with me. It'll usually be like 2 or 3 of us. And we'll get there at like 4 in the morning, or like, no, we'll get there around 8. We leave around 4. We'll get there around 8 or 9 in the morning. And so I'm not leaving this holding area literally until 7, 8 o'clock at night. So I'm staying in there that long. Like, it's a whole day process, And so I'm beat. I'm tired. I'm usually in a bigger holding area at this time by myself, because I was in the hole. I had to be locked by myself. But there's these videos that play all the freaking day, man, and it's on these distribution channels. And there was just one, right, and it was a pre warning. and PREA, it stands for the Prison Rape Elimination Act, which, people have, horrible experiences in prison. I've never seen it, personally, but it happens with people. It's there for a reason. But most of us, when we see the videos, we don't really pay no attention to it. It's like, we got that tough guy attitude, like, yeah, somebody tries to, get at me like that, time and just, I'm not paying attention to it. But by like the 50th time that this video plays in a loop, right, I'm at the bars, and I know the damn video word for word, and there's a guy next to me, and he's in his own little holding cell waiting to go to the hole. And we're not talking to each other. We don't know who the fuck we are. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know who he is. You don't know who I am. It's what it is. We're just two people in existence. And he's watching this damn video with me now. He's just staring at it, right? And every once in a while, we just kind of look at each other like and shake our heads like, fuck, are you serious? Because they give the most exaggerated version of it. So in this video, there's this guy that walks in, right? He's like a tall, angular white guy. Cyrus, have you seen this video?
I've seen it in Tehachapi Show in 2007.
So the video. So this guy's tall, angular. He's got a pair of Levi's on that are like skin tight, and he walks into this freaking housing unit, right? And he's swaying his hips and shit like that. They're making this dude look like he's somebody that's probably gonna get freaking assaulted in prison, not in a good way, And so, there's no good way to get assaulted, but this guy, it's gonna be bad for him, So he walks in, right? He walks in, and he goes into a cell to unload his stuff, and there's a Snickers bar sitting on his pillow. And so the video tells you, don't accept the Snickers bar. Like, don't do it. Get this Snickers bar. And so he gets it, he makes a show, he walks out of the cell, and there's these like cholos playing pinochle at a table, they're all playing cards. And then there's a moment where the whole day room kind of looks up at him like, what's he going to do? Is he accepting the Snicker bar? And he shakes his head and he's like, pouts, and he puts the Snickers bar on a bench. And everybody knows, okay, he didn't accept the Snickers bar. Look, shit don't work like that. Like, you're not going to get taken down if you accept the Snicker bar from someone in prison. But just to be safe, don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't just.
If someone offers you Snickers or candy of any sort when you first hit the yard, it would be wise to refuse.
Yeah, but and the thing is, I think now that could actually work against you. I think now if somebody accepts the Snickers bar, it's basically like I could see them like trying it out. Like, hey, maybe this fool, maybe that's like their code, like Snicker bar, like this fool gets Snicker bar, like he's one of them. You know what I'm saying? Like it's one of them, like meet me in the back of the rest stop kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, hey, that would
like
be crazy.
You're on the right side.
That would be the crazy thing. Now this person is expecting some kind of payoff from accepting it.
Hey, let me ask you guys, because on YouTube there's all kinds of video and all kinds of people are sharing all different types of experiences, when it comes to prison. I've seen some videos, and I've seen some guy that he would go by the name of Purple Passion. Have you guys ever heard of Purple Passion?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, but I'm not surprised. He might just call him. He might just call himself. Hey, so what they call you, homie? Oh, I go by brown chocolate. Give me a Snicker bar.
That's Silas's nickname.
Like, you know what it is.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. Será controlada y grabada.
Oh no!
I can't believe you told him your stripper name. Tyler.
El hombre chocolate.
Let's hear the hombre chocolate. Yeah, we're not doing it.
That's the handle, man. That's the handle, man.
Hey, Silas. So you said you have heard of him. Are the legends true? You know what they say about him?
I mean, I've never heard him, and I've heard a lot about it. But I mean, I heard that this is purportedly somebody that was a Saguni or homosexual and kind of forcefully rape people in prison. Like I've heard the story hundreds of times. There was somebody else too. There was somebody else like really notorious, like for that you would have it for doing the same type of
Bubba?
thing. And not Bubba, not Bubba.
More notorious than Bubba?
This guy was in Corcoran Shoe. Okay, look, you can Google the 60 Minutes expose.
I heard of the guy.
Like in Corcoran Shoe.
I've heard of the guy, and I always thought he was Bubba.
Yeah,
I heard of the guy that they would put you in a cell. I heard that they will put you in that guy's cell.
Right.
I heard that they'll put you in that guy's cell, and that he's gonna take your shit. And, like and that's what it is. And there's like you can fight him off, you can do whatever, but the dude was like a giant. The dude was a giant. They say that he was a giant the other way as well. And a lot of people were getting broke off. That's all I'm gonna say. That's the legend. That's the legend. The legend of Corcoran Shoe.
Yeah.
And we know a lot of crazy shit. And look, I'm not here to say anything like anybody who's like homosexual or anything like that. That's their business. Like I don't bash nobody. I don't judge nobody. That's their business. But it's different when like it's not consensual. You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody like that like comes at you and like you can't defend yourself, like that dude is. If I would have come across that dude in my
You have 60 seconds remaining. Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
I would have liked to think. I would like to think that I would like try to do something to him, but it just ain't gonna be in no like. I ain't gonna like run in no closet trying to get that dude. Like you're not trying.
Hey, so I just looked it up.
I want to get in front of the cops.
I did a search on Corcoran Shoe Bubba, and then I came up across this video right now. Yeah. It says Prison Predator Big Bubba Part 2. So I'm going to have to check this video out.
Was that somebody? I don't want to get. Was that
Was that what side?
Was that was that associated with the 60 Minutes story with expose, or was that something else?
No, this is just a YouTube video somebody put up. All right, so the calls got disconnected. They should be calling back right now, and I'm gonna have to look for that 60-minute expose Silas was talking about. Let me see here. Point up the Google search to check what else I'm seeing here. All right.
This call is now being recorded.
This is Global Tel Link. You have a prepaid call from
Silas Johnson,
an incarcerated individual at the Centinela State Prison, Centinela, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. To accept this call, say or dial 5 now.
Cinco.
Esa es Global Tel Link. Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
David Lopez.
Un individuo encarcelado en de la prisión estatal de Centinela, Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5. Gracias por utilizar Global Tel Link.
Hello.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was a little delayed.
Yeah.
A little delayed. I dialed the other number on accident.
So
yeah, I was James. Remember you sent me a video a while back, and the video was of somebody that I had actually done time with on Charlie Yard, Chinaman.
Yeah.
And he was talking about something like that in one of the videos that you sent me. They wiped the video. They took the video down for what reason I don't know, but they approved it, and I saw it, and then they took it down. Is that what you're talking about?
So so funny enough, right now when I was waiting to reconnect the video, it is one of his videos that came up.
Crazy.
Yeah, so I'm not sure
I came down here from Kern Valley with that food.
with Damian Porter.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, when I think when he started up, yeah, I sent you a clip, and it was kind of funny that that you said you actually knew him. You guys had ended up in that prison at the same time, right?
Yeah, we came down here on the bus together, and we went into 5 building together as well. And when I came back, I went to BR. I caught a shoe, went to BR for a couple of years, and when I came back, he was still in 5 building.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I'm gonna try because you said there was a 60-minute expose right on the Corcoran shoe and Big Bub. I'm gonna check it and see if I could locate that. Do you remember like any of the details? Because if you could provide some of that, it'll probably be a lot easier for me to locate that video.
Hey, James knows how I think already. You know what I'm saying? So, he knows. We're gonna need some details, son. I need you to be as descriptive as possible. I want to locate this video. I want to make sure I'm 100% accurate. You know.
I don't want to put out correct information.
So it's like around what time?
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
Yeah, for sure. Sounds like the Dateline guy too. Oh, wow. Hey, that's funny.
He's like Chris Hansen right now, man.
Okay, so I found this video. It's a 60 minutes classic, and it's dated back in 1999. No. Would that be right around the time that you recall this video coming out?
Exactly. When the feds took over for a little while, and a couple of COs got in trouble right there, and they were setting up the little fights in the yard. There was I believe they said that they were giving them like sack lunches and stuff to like putting people's cells in. Like it was weird. But I don't know if his name is Bubba. I don't think his name is Bubba. I don't know. It's been a while.
Yeah.
I saw it though. I actually saw it while I was in Corcoran Shoe. They played it over again on 60 Minutes. And they were just talking about the fights between the blacks and Mexicans on the blue dogs and shooting people, setting people up and stuff like that. And they had interviewed this guy. And he had this in us a while. But they were just talking about how the police would put people in cells with him and like how he would assault them, and it was just crazy.
You know what? Right now that you mentioned that, it triggered an old memory that I had when I was back in camp. I was in Camp Anuzuka in 1998, and there was a staff member talking about that, like kind of like the scenario that you were speaking about, that they would put pretty much helpless individuals with this guy that was so enormous that they couldn't fend him off. But that's all the details that I recall. I've never seen the 60 minutes documentary, but I'm pretty sure I should be able to find it. And if it's the one that's here, I'll just whenever I have a moment, I'll go through it and get back to you on what I've uncovered.
Yeah, that's not like that now.
That's unfortunate. It's different.
That's a stretch now. But I mean, I remember when I first came to prison, like in this is 02, like there was an older dude digging, and he was telling us like how when he first started coming to the joint, like up in Clinton, he said there was this dude up there like that, that would approach, young dudes that were unaffiliated on the yard and like aggressively like lay his game down flat and like approach him like, look, I've been watching you and I want you. We can do this the easy way or we can do it the hard way. Like, I mean, just like, it's crazy.
Hey,
like,
what's the famous line?
Hey, you can't.
Famous line. I came in at 2000, and I don't know, like, I hope that there's like, this is a total not rated PG statement that you would hear back in the day. And what did they say, Silas? They said, blood on my knife or shit on my dick. That's what they would say.
Yeah.
And so let me tell you this right now. Yep. Let me tell you this. Like, there's people, and I feel bad, like, for people that didn't know better, or they weren't, like, they were scared, and maybe if that happened to them, like, I feel fucked up, like, for them. Like, I do. I think that's a horrible thing that happened to them. I think it's gonna fuck their whole life up, and they'll never be the same because of an experience like that, But we had a show one time, Titus, where we were talking about American Me, and the influence that movie had on me as a young Mexican gang member, and also Marcelli the same way. And there's a scene on there, where they actually, like, they took that dude shit, and we always like said, like, well, they had a big bag of rice. They had a big bag of rice right there, and they threw that dude's face in the rice right there, and they did some shit to him, and in my mind, like, that shit, that changed my viewpoint on things. And I had that thought process in my mind, like, I don't know how the game works, but it ain't gonna be my head in no fucking rice. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I, like, that was my thought process coming into prison. Where, like, man, I hear all these stories and shit like that.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
No matter what, I have to make sure that I hurt somebody, and I hurt somebody very bad. So they know that I'm not to be fucked with. You know what I'm saying? And that was my mentality. But I always had that in the back of my mind. Like, I did, like, coming to the system, like, damn, there's fools in here that are they put themselves out there. They're pretty crazy looking, and they're scary looking. I was an 18-year-old kid that walked into Stat F, which is a New Corcoran, at 18 years old. And I was scared. I ain't gonna lie, I was scared. I wasn't. I thought the first time I walked onto a yard, like, I fucked up. Like, this is the real deal right here. Everybody had a mustache like James. It was a different time. And I thought, like, damn, like, this is where the movie, this is the real story behind the movies and shit. These are those kinds of dudes, and the only way that I've seen in, like, other movies is I'm going to have to just get one of them, and I'm going to have to do it pretty good, and I'm going to have to just be ruthless, but I had experience in the juvenile system. So I was able actually to, like, I just had that mentality, and them dudes, like, that were there, they weren't on no shit like that, but I wasn't going to take no chances.
You know what, David, and I recall, the last time we talked about that, yeah, and you were talking about, yeah, you didn't want to be the guy on the rise, and you see, and I saw the same movie, but that shit, it didn't have that effect on me. Like, I was like, fuck that, I'm not gonna go to prison. They're doing that type of shit. I'm like, oh hell no, I'm straight. I didn't want to be the guy.
Don't look at me, puppet.
I'm like,
don't
hey,
look at me, puppet. Like,
I didn't want to be I didn't want to be the dude on the rise, but I wasn't gonna chance it. So you know what? I just stopped committing crimes. So I wouldn't have to figure it out if it was true or not. People say that shit don't happen, but I didn't want to find out if it was true or not. I'm like, shit. I just rather stay in the streets and not have to worry about if it's true or not. People say that those type of things were happening back in prison back in the 60s and 70s, but maybe some in the 80s, but it kind of slowed down or whatever, or it was frowned upon. But it was too risky of a ride for me to figure it out if the rice was true or not.
Yet you keep a bag of rice in your back pocket just in case. You know what I mean? Like,
You guys are horrible.
Leave it at that.
Man, it's all bad.
Hey, so who do we got on today? Who's here? Who did I drop in on? I know I dropped in on my boy James, my boy Silas, but what are the viewers that we have out there?
Oh, okay. So we got, let me see.
Listening to this madness.
So earlier on, I don't know if they're still on, but we had M Star Media. We also had Ariana, which is, I think she's the one that her son was in Riverside, the 20-year-old that was having some issues.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And I hope that fool learns. Honestly, I was thinking about him. I was thinking about her son, man, and about that situation. And me and my family talked about it later. And we're just like, man, like, for his sake, I hope he learns, honestly, because this shit don't get better, honestly. it just gets worse.
Yeah,
he's not off to a good start, you know.
yeah. And as a matter of fact, me and my wife were talking about it the other day because she was asking me like, "Hey, what does what does the wristbands mean, and what were they talking about?" And I was like, it just depends, like if you have medical issues, you probably have a different color wristband. If you're general population, you probably have like a clear wristband, or if you're like I know in LA County Jail, I think they used to be called K-12, where there would be like high power. I think it was high power. It was a blue wristband. So different wristbands mean different things for different individuals. So or even the jumpsuits, whatever colors you're wearing. If you're wearing like in LA County, you wear like a lime green, then you would be a trustee. If you were wearing blues, then you were GP. If you were wearing like blues and whites, then that you were in a gang module. If you were red, then you were a juvenile.
When I was there, state
the half white and okay. For some reason I thought it was a gang module.
Yeah, one white pant leg, one blue, and down the middle of your shirt, half white, half blue. On each side.
Yep.
So that was it was the state modules when I was there because I was in the state modules.
Okay, I thought it was a gang module.
No, well, the thing is with the wristbands, like basically what I was asking her, like, look, is your son GP? Is he PC? Is he in the hole? That's what I was asking about, and the color of the wristband, because I was in that county for a long time, and so I know the difference of the colors, and that basically tells me the level of danger that he's in and what he's doing. All because of the way that he the incident that he was involved in, the injuries that he had to himself, and the color of his wristband, and that lets me know exactly what he's into, what he's involved in, and if he's gonna be all right, if he's still in danger, and whatnot,
Yeah.
And that's all. That's why I asked that specifically, and I wasn't trying to put his business out
there.
This
call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
The colors just kind of help me understand her situation more, and then two is I don't think that he's a bad person. Just because he's going through the things that he's going through doesn't mean that he's a bad person. It means that he's got some learning to do, and that he's having a harder time than maybe other people. But he's not a bad person. He's obviously loved. For his mom to spend time on this channel trying to get a better understanding.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
She's trying to experience this with him, and I don't think that I don't think that they would do that for a bad kid. He just needs help, and those are the situations. Those are the situations that are more troublesome for me. Those are the situations that I think about, because we think about that kid. We think about, fuck, man, I don't want him to suffer, and I don't want him to walk down the road that I walk down, and it's hard, and it's got to be hard for him.
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
And I feel for her, and I feel for him, man. She's fucked up, but hey, this is gonna hang up pretty soon. I got one more call because I got to go back to work at 1 o'clock.
Okay, all right, cool, for sure.
All right, I got to call the missus.
Click off right now.
What was that?
All right, you out of here?
I'll call back.
Okay.
I'll call back for a couple of minutes.
All right.
All right, cool.
All right, so that's gonna be David and Silas coming in from Centinela D Yard, and they were talking about one of our viewers has a son that was located in the Riverside County Jail, and he was currently going through some things. So she had a question, trying to understand the situation, and there it is.
This call is now being recorded.
This is Global Tel Link. You have a prepaid call from
Silas Johnson.
an incarcerated individual. Global Tel Link. Centinela Centinela, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Centinela, California. Say or dial 5 now. De teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged. To refuse, hang up now or stay on the line for additional options. To hear the billing rate. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Hello.
All right, hello.
I beat him that time.
Yep. No, actually, he called first, but I was trying to sync it up, but it didn't work this time. So I hit your 5 first, and then I hit his.
All right. I was gonna say, did you make Silas go to like for more options, for additional options. Did you send Silas to additional options? That's messed up, man.
Hey, you know what? So you know how we were talking about that whole situation, and you know, I was talking to my wife about it, and then I was like, you know what? I think he might have been having some issues because he might have been a Native American, and then I kind of like to give her like the rundown as far as like, you know, how some natives get a paycheck. You know, I was like, maybe he's part of like the Pachanga or the Morongo group, and they get a monthly check, and then people are trying to prey on him because, you know, he has that steady check coming in. But I don't know if that was the case. That was just an assumption on my side to kind of for her to understand, you know, why he was possibly in the situation that he was in.
Let me tell you this. Look, I know a lot about that because I spent a lot of time on the reses in Riverside County. I got just people that are close to my heart or tribal out there. You know, and I don't want to like say who they are and stuff like that, you know, but the fact of the matter is a lot of them kids that are on them reses are freaking wild. There's some wild motherfuckers over there. And them fools don't give a fuck. You know, they ain't trying to hear nothing from nobody. And so there's people that are more coordinated. There's people that are more like, kind of like, more methodical in the way they do things. And then there's just some crazy ass kids that ain't trying to hear nothing. Somebody tells them they do this. Look, I want to do that, but fuck you, I ain't doing shit. Make me, you know, and it could be a situation that's just like that.
Yeah.
It could be another situation to where they're like, you're going to have to kick to the house and you're going to have to do this and that. And it's the same situation. Like, I ain't giving you shit. What you get? I don't know you nothing. You know? So it could be a number of things. You know? It could be a number of things. And the fact of the matter is he's going to continue having those issues unless he makes a change in his life. That's just what it is. You know, make a change in his life, man.
And issues like that, would those follow him, even though it's a county jail issue? Would that follow him upstate?
Nah, because upstate, it depends who he runs with, though. It depends who he runs with. If he comes in and he runs native, he's running native. So he'll be a other, but they're not going to. They have their own car up here. They have people that'll protect him. They have dudes that they're on the main line and they're not playing that shit. But they're not involved with nothing. They're involved with their own car, their own scenario, and their own politics. So if he fucks up with his own people, I mean, they'll handle their business. You know, if he comes through the yard and he's causing issues, his own people will have to take care of that, you know. But the fact of the matter is county jail shit kind of stays in county jail shit. If he does something real significant, like if he, for instance, if he ran into like, trouble with some of the like Hispanic gang members, they might, and they know who he is, they might try to smut him up when he gets to state, like, oh, this fool did this and that. But it'll become a racial thing because he is if he's on the main line, he's from another race.
Yeah,
you can't just put your hands on people from other races because it'll cause a riot. You know, so more has to go into it.
Hey, and would you, if you're in county jail, and let's say, because as me personally, you know, I have a lot of LA County Jail. So I've never seen any Native Americans or anybody that claimed Native American or other. Could you, let's say, possibly, like, if you're a Native American
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
and you end up falling in line with the paisas, and then when you go to prison, do you have to stay with the paisas, or can you go fall in with your people if you're a Native American?
Well, I think if he comes in running, it depends on who it is.
Yeah.
Like if he's a paisa.
Yeah.
If he's a paisa.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
They'll probably be more lenient towards that if he's a paisa and he comes to prison and he's like, hey, I didn't know, you know, if he's young and stuff, they'll give him a break, you know. But generally who you start with is who you're going to finish with, you know.
But so like in LA County, like I said, there is no Native American. So who do you fall in line with? Like obviously you gotta choose a group. You just can't, you know, be off by yourself, be a lone wolf.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is.
Yeah.
You know, he'll probably kick it with homies. He'll probably kick it with Mexicans or you know, or maybe even Asians.
Yeah.
But he's gonna fall in with somebody.
Yeah.
It just depends. Whoever that is, though, he is of his own entity, though.
Yeah.
There's people that are by themselves.
I've never come across anybody like that.
Yeah, I've seen people here and there,
Yeah.
people here and there that's what it is, but you never know. Silas, I know that you don't have a lot of time with us, man, so, I just want to say, man, it was cool, man, spending this time with you.
Absolutely, man. Good hanging out with you as always. So I got the family vision coordinator got back at me and told me that he was good. He has 5 people going out on the 13th, and he's going to keep me with the date that I have on the 10th of January. So that was kind of a bummer. But now that all of this is going down, maybe it's just as well.
Yeah. That sucks. That's way out right there.
Yeah.
That's for a family visit, James.
Yeah, and you have one coming up too, right? Like at the beginning of December.
I do December 2nd. Yep. I'm like, what, 11 days away?
Yeah.
11 days in a wake up or something like that? Not that I'm thinking about it or counting.
Yeah. I'm over 2 months away. A couple of days over 2 months away. Not that I'm counting.
Yeah. Not that you're counting down to the day and second. I'm already back from the visit. And sad.
David, you've never seen me skip. January, at the end of January, I said, you've never seen me skip. At the end of January next year, you will see me skip. I'll skip.
I want you to hear this, James. I want you to take note. I want all the viewers to take note. Silas will be skipping after January. So you know.
Skipping,
hey,
arms swinging wildly, the whole 9.
Hey, you might be moonwalking.
Yeah, family visits. So they take you out of this place. They take you out of this place. They put you in another. They put you in another. Like, man, you're in an apartment. You know, you're there with your loved ones. You know, it's called conjugal visiting, but it's more than that. You know what I'm saying? It's something that you can actually connect, and you can leave this place for 3 days. Well, 2 days and 2 full days, and then another like a couple hours in the morning. You know, but it's just different.
Yo, I have a question. I got a question for you too. On this last form, right? This last page.
Yep.
Where it's the notification. They didn't put my wife's name on here. So do I put it on here? Where
they don't.
The part where you have to cut off the bottom.
No, don't. You don't. They don't. Honestly, you could write it if you want. I never do. I just send it to my wife, and I send it to my wife. Just I guess kind of who they know, you know, because they know who's coming. But I never do. Honestly, it wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt to write her name on the bottom one and then send it. Just make sure. I think you have to sign somewhere. I don't know if you sign that one. She does. She signs that paper.
But you don't have to. So you don't need the top part. You just detach the bottom part right here, like it says.
Yeah, you could detach it. The top part is for you. You only want to send the bottom part, honestly, because the top part is supposed to be detached. Now, in other prisons, that's all you get. You get that.
Okay.
Yeah, you just get that. Yeah, they don't. All those forms that you got to sign here.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
You don't sign those until the day of your visit. So usually the officers will bring those things. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't sign that whole pack over here. You'll get generally you'll get just that piece of paper in the mail. You'll get that piece of paper in the mail, and then they'll fill in the information on there on who's coming, and then you have to detach that paper yourself and send the bottom piece to your wife. You know, so they kind of just do it for you. It's kind of like an informal notification.
Okay. All right. Well,
that's all that is. You know,
about mail tonight. I was waiting to see if they were going to send me another packet, but they're not. So I'm roped into this. So this is happening. So I got to send this out tonight.
I usually don't send the whole packet in until like 3 weeks before the visit. To be honest with you.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Silas.
All right. So as well,
it's not. Yeah.
Let me ask you one thing before you go. what meal are you looking forward to ordering from that catalog for your meals in family visit?
Crab leg. Crab leg and fish sticks.
Fish.
I love fish sticks.
Damn, that's what's up.
Hey, Silas, how long has it been since the last time you had crab legs?
Probably 25 years, 6 years, because I didn't have any, like, maybe like a year and a half before I came to prison, so it's been a while. Yeah, a quarter century.
Think about that. Think about that, all you criminals out there and people thinking about committing crimes and shit. You might not have that next meal for your favorite meal for 25 freaking years.
Well, there's no crab legs here. There's just you get a family visit. And no. My last meal in society was Popeye's crawfish Popeye. And I didn't enjoy it.
I got to get ready to roll, James.
Okay, all right.
I got to get ready to go. I got to go to work in like 5 minutes.
All right, handle your scandal.
Hey, I want to. I'll call. I'm glad I got to spend some time with you guys, and I'll call too. I'll call and touch base with you, James, so I can see if we can go on with my dude, Jeff.
For sure. Yeah.
And, I send a shout out to everybody out there, to my beautiful wife, to everybody out there, all the regular viewers. I will be back. And thank you, Silas, for your time, man. It's always a pleasure.
Absolutely, man. Thank you guys for tuning in with us, and man, thank you guys for spending time.
Yep.
And likewise, it's not another pleasure, and catch you guys on the flip side.
That's right. Hey, and like I said, around here, it lights like a candle. Once you blow it out, it's lights out. And with that, we are out. A rato. Hey, Lionisa, I see you, man. Hey, thank you. Highly appreciate it, man. I'm very unfortunate that you showed up a little bit late. You know, we've been on for at least over an hour now, maybe even 2, I think, at this point. Damn, how long? Oh, damn, 2 hours and 30 minutes. Time flies by when you're conversating and whatnot. Anyhow, I think I'm not sure if we're gonna be coming back live again, but for sure we'll be on tomorrow with Jesse and David. If you guys are not following, hey, if you guys can follow, and then we're definitely trying to have the channel grow. And if you're on TikTok, I strongly suggest you jumping over to YouTube, checking out all the backstories on these gentlemen. At CollectCallFrom, hit playlist, and we currently have Silas and David on. All right, and with that being said, I'm going to cut it, and you guys are going to have a good one. And till the next stream, all right, you guys take care.